Have you ever wanted to watch a movie but you didn't really know what to watch? I'm talking about times when you're not in the mood for anything specific, you just want something good. But the problem is, you usually can't find one easily. So I did. I've gathered a list of 10 movies that are guaranteed to satisfy you when you simply don't know what to watch. No matter what you're looking for, drama, action, feel-good vibes, this list has something for you. So let's get into it.
Have you ever been on your own before?
No, never.
Your last relationship lasted how many years?
Around 12.
We're gonna start with a strange one. This movie takes you into a world where being single is literally illegal. Yep, you've got 45 days to find a romantic partner, or you will be turned into an animal of your choice. When I say weird, I mean it.
Yes, I did.
As you understand from your brother's experience.
If you fail to fall in love with someone during your stay here, you'll turn into an animal.
The main character checks into this hotel for singles, where everyone is awkwardly trying to match up to avoid that transformation. But things change when he escapes and meets a woman who's also on the run from this creepy matchmaking system.
We have to be totally synchronized. 3, 2...
But behind all that strangeness, it's actually about love, loneliness, and the weird rules society puts on relationships. You know, the good thing about this one is that it doesn't try to give you answers. It just lets the story sit there and makes you
You'd like
think.
to be if you end up alone.
Yes, a lobster.
A lobster is an excellent choice.
Truck, wiggle out, jump, run, somebody.
Number 9. This one is intense but rewarding. The story follows a young woman and her son who are trapped in a small room. They've been held captive for years, and this tiny space is the only world the boy knows. But when they finally escape, the real challenge begins.
I've been talking to you the whole time.
Truck, wiggle out.
The movie suddenly shifts from survival to something deeper. Something like, how do you explain the world to someone who's never seen it? You know, it's kinda haunting but also weirdly hopeful.
Are we in another planet?
Same one, just a different spot.
You're mostly seeing the movie from the kid's eyes, which makes the whole experience feel more emotional. You know, it just feels kinda honest. Okay, this one got that classic Wes Anderson vibe. Colorful, quirky, and kinda like watching a storybook came to life. It's set in the 1960s and follows two runaway kids who decide to escape their messy lives by camping out together.
From your house to the dirt path which has not got any name on it. Turn right and follow to the end. I will meet you in the meadow.
The adults are dying to find them, but the focus stays on the kids, about how serious they are about their plan, even if it's totally naive. There's a scout camp, a huge storm, and some seriously funny scenes. I would say that it's cozy in a weird way, and a very, very good choice when you want something that is both light and a little odd.
There's a word in Korean, 인연. It means providence or fate.
Number 7. This is one of those movies that sneaks up to you. Past Lives is about two childhood friends from Korea who reconnect years later after their lives have gone in completely different directions. She is now a writer in New York and he's still in Seoul.
혜성! 와, 너다.
There is no big drama, no forced romance. It's all about timing, about missed chances, and how some people just stay in your heart.
뭐가 됐을까? 아이들을 가졌을까?
너는 나를 왜 찾았어?
한 번 더 보고 싶었어.
You're kinda just watching these two have quiet conversations, and when it ends, you're left thinking about all your own what-ifs and past people. It's a simple story, but it really lingers. Number 6. Now, we can say that this one is heavy, so save it for when you're in the mood to really feel something. Come and See follows a young boy in Belarus who joins the resistance during World War II. You see the war through his eyes, and it's raw, brutal, and so real. There are no fancy effects, just a slow unraveling of a kid's innocence as he sees all the war chaos going on around him. What I never forget about this movie is that you can actually see his face change over the course of the movie. I tell you, it's one of those films that shows rather than tells. And even though it's difficult to watch at times, I highly recommend it.
Surprise.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là?
Je viens faire le stage comme toi.
Number 5. Not a lot of people knows this French film because it's a hidden gem. Love at First Fight follows a guy who gets caught up with this tough, survival-obsessed girl during a summer break. She's training for the army, and he basically follows her into boot camp territory just to stay close. How romantic is that?
Tu dois manger une sardine crue?
It sounds like a romance, because yeah, it is, but not in the typical way. The whole thing feels awkward and a little wild. What I like about this one is that it doesn't try to wrap things up neatly. You know, it just lets the characters figure things out in their own messy way.
Ouais, tu m'as même déboîté la clavicule.
I'm making something of myself. A true masterpiece.
Number 4. This one is a bit more serious. It's based on the classic novel, but with a modern setting. It follows a young black man in Chicago who takes a job as a driver for a wealthy white family.
We'll pay you $1,000 a week. Mr. Dalton's giving you a chance. Make something of it.
Native Son is one of those movies where the small choices start to snowball into something bigger and bigger and bigger, and you get this constant feeling of unease, you know, like something is about to go wrong just about now.
No, I thought I heard her.
You're very handsome.
You gotta stop.
I'll lay down for you. Will you lay down with me?
The story kind of talks about race, power, and class in a way that's kind of direct. You're just following this guy as he tries to navigate a world that doesn't give him much space.
Mary?
Jusqu'ici, tout va bien. Jusqu'ici, tout va bien.
This one is set in the suburbs of Paris and follows 3 friends over 24 hours after a riot. It is shot in black and white, which adds to that gritty, in-your-face vibe.
Il y a 2 jours, il avait sévèrement blessé un jeune de la cité pendant une garde à vue.
These guys are just trying to get through the day, but there's tension in every scene, between police brutality, poverty, and hopelessness. It's like the city itself is on edge. But I think what makes La Haine so great is how personal it feels, you know what I'm saying? You're right there with them seeing the world through their eyes. And even though it's specific to its time and place, I know that, but the stories is still good today.
Georg, das ist so ziemlich unser einziger Autor, der nichts Verdächtiges schreibt. Ich würde ihn überwachen lassen.
Number 2. This German film is all about surveillance, secrets, and how people change. It's set in East Berlin during the Cold War and follows a government agent who's assigned to spy on a playwright and his partner. At first, the agent is just doing his job, but the more he listens in, the more he gets kind of drowned into their lives, and things start to shift.
Im Westen, mit deiner Hilfe.
The Lives of Others has no explosions or chase scenes, just tension and small decisions that build up over time. It's a slow burn in the best way. And finally, the number 1 movie in this list. The Breakfast Club is literally just 5 high school kids stuck in detention on a Saturday, talking about life. That's it.
Your parents aware of this?
You see, they all have different personalities, jock, nerd, rebel, all that, but over the day, they start to realize they're not so different. You get to know each of them, and by the end, you're like, yeah, at one point, I felt that too.
Breakfast Club.
Forgot my pencil.
It's funny, kind of dramatic, a little cheesy, but it's still real. And the thing about this movie is that you don't need to be in the mood to watch this one. Whenever and whatever mood you're in, this one works. But if you think it doesn't, that is when I give you these 2 videos to find out your very own movie when you don't know what to watch.
Twisting my stomach into knots.